What if you could win every debate, even when you were wrong? 5 centuries ago, one man mastered the art of controlling arguments so deeply that his name became synonymous with power and manipulation. Niccolò Machiavelli. And his secret was not just what he said, but how he forced others to surrender to his game. Machiavelli lived in Florence during the height of the Renaissance, a time of beauty, but also of betrayal. Florence was a battlefield of words. Rival families, popes, kings, and mercenaries fought not only with swords, but with speeches and persuasion. Machiavelli himself rose as a diplomat for the Florentine Republic. He negotiated with kings, he studied generals, and he advised leaders. But when his side lost power, he was imprisoned, tortured, and exiled. It was in this exile that he sharpened his weapon, not steel, but strategy. He realized debates were not about truth, they were about survival. The winner was never the one with the best idea, but the one who understood human weakness. So what exactly were Machiavelli's tools? Distraction. When cornered, he shifted the narrative. If his critics attacked his policies, he redirected attention to a greater danger, a war, a rival family, a looming threat. Change the battlefield, and you change the outcome. Fear. Machiavelli knew that fear silences opposition. By reminding people of instability, of what they could lose, he made his arguments sound like the only path to safety. Manipulative agreement. He often began by nodding, by agreeing, by disarming his enemy. But then he twisted their words until they became his own weapon. His enemies felt trapped in their own logic. Silence, perhaps his greatest weapon. In heated arguments, he remained calm. He let others exhaust themselves, reveal weaknesses, and expose contradictions. Then, with just a few carefully chosen words, he crushed their points and appeared as the voice of reason. In Florence, Machiavelli once observed fierce debates between rival families. While others shouted, insulted, and threatened, he remained silent. He listened. He noted who was insecure, who was desperate, who was reckless. When he finally spoke, he didn't argue. He reframed. He repeated their own words back to them, slightly altered, until they realized the crowd was nodding in agreement. With Machiavelli, this is how he turned chaos into control, by mastering patience and by striking only when the moment was perfect. And does this sound familiar today? It should. Politicians dodge questions not by answering, but by distracting. CEOs lead not only with vision, but with fear of failure. Lawyers trap witnesses by agreeing with them first, then twisting their words. Even in daily life, these tactics are everywhere. Think of a meeting at work. One colleague speaks loudly, another interrupts. But the calmest one, the one who speaks last, often wins the room. Think of negotiations. The one who reframes the deal, who makes his offer seem inevitable, usually walks away with victory. This is Machiavelli's shadow in our world. It is not truth that wins arguments. It is strategy. But here is the paradox. Debates are not arenas of truth. They are arenas of power. Machiavelli's lesson was harsh, but it was real. People rarely follow the best argument. They follow the one that makes them feel safe, or the one they fear to resist. So the question is, when you debate, are you chasing truth or victory? Would you rather be correct, or would you rather be in control? Machiavelli's enemies lost not because they were wrong, but because they were unprepared. So I leave you with this question. Would you dare use these tactics in your own life, at work, in negotiations, in relationships? comment below, and subscribe to Strategic Minds. Because once you learn to debate like Machiavelli, you'll never look at arguments the same way again.